Welcome back to Money Reset, the podcast that helps you build wealth, reset your money mindset, and create a financial plan you're proud of. I'm Budget Babe, and today on Money Monday, we're talking about something that can unlock so many opportunities, your credit score, and exactly how to fix it step by step. Whether you dream of buying a home, getting a better car insurance rate, or just feeling proud when you check your credit, improving your score can help save thousands over your lifetime. Today, we'll break it all down: how your credit score works, how to dispute mistakes, how to pay down debt strategically, and real examples from people who boosted their credit, so you can build a stronger financial foundation starting now. Okay, so to fix your score, you need to know how it's calculated. Here's the 5 factors lenders look at and how much each matters. Okay, so factor 1 is payment history, and this comes in at the most. It's 35%. And so what it does is late or missed payments tank your score, while on-time payments build it faster. The second factor is credit utilization. It's still pretty high, it's 30%. And what this does is it's calculating how much you owe versus your credit limits. So if you're using up all of what is available to you, then it's going to signal that you are a high risk. The next one is credit history length. This comes in at 15%, and that's the average age of your accounts. Longer is always going to be better. The next two are going to come in at 10%. So the next one is credit mix. So do you have a variety of accounts, credit cards, loans, etc.? And if you do, it's going to help you a little bit. And last is new credit inquiries, and this is what usually referring to too many applications in a short time, which usually is triggered every time your credit score gets run. So I had a friend that didn't realize keeping a single credit card maxed out was dragging her score so low. So it dropped it down by over 80 points, and paying it off cut her utilization and boosted her score dramatically. Okay, so if you're wondering what your credit score is because you don't know, what you can do is go on to annualcreditreport.com, which I'm going to link in the description of this podcast, and it's going to, for free, create copies of reports from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So what you'll want to do is read each report line by line, look for errors like accounts you don't recognize, incorrect late payments, or wrong balances. Then highlight any mistakes. Even small errors can lower your score. And then you can dispute these errors. So you'll want to use each credit bureau's website to file disputes. They're legally required to investigate within 30 days. And last, follow up. Save copies of your disputes and check back to confirm corrections. So I knew somebody that found a medical collection on her report, and she'd paid that years ago. Disputing it removed it and raised her score by nearly 50 points. She also discovered a misspelled name on her report that caused someone else's debt to show up as her, and she fixed it through that dispute. And she would not have done any of that if she did not pull her reports herself and look through it all. Okay, so the next step is going to be, if you're behind on accounts, getting caught up is priority number 1. So the first step to this is contact lenders. Explain your situation and ask to be set up on payment plans or hardship programs. Second step is to bring accounts current. And this refers to an account that is up to date on payments, meaning there is no missed or overdue payments. Even partial payments can help if you show lenders that you're trying. The next thing that I recommend is set up auto pay. So consistent on-time payments are the fastest way to build your credit score over time. And again, that's the 35% category. Having this set up as auto pay makes it where you don't even have to think about it. And last, you can request a goodwill adjustment. So once accounts are current, ask the creditors to remove a late payment if you have an otherwise good history. It doesn't always work, but I think it's worth trying. The worst they can say is no. I have a family member that was 60 days behind on a personal loan. They had called their lender, set up a plan, and caught up within 3 months. And their score climbed to over 100 points within a year of making consistent on-time payments. So again, that is the 35% category, and it has such a big impact on your overall score. So let's talk about reducing credit utilization for a quick score boost. Because utilization makes up 30% of your score, lowering it can lead to quick improvements. Here's how. The first strategy is pay down balances. Focus on cards with the highest percentage of utilization. Next, you can ask for limit increases. So more available credit lowers your utilization ratio, but it's really important that you do not spend the new limit. Next, you can spread out your balances. By evenly distributing debt across cards, this can lower utilization on each card. And last, keep utilizing under 30%. Ideally, this would be under 10% for the best scores. Okay, so let's talk about how to build or rebuild positive credit history. If your credit history is thin or damaged, adding positive accounts helps rebuild your score over time. One strategy is to use scattered credit cards. So deposit $200 to $500 as collateral, spend small amounts, and pay off in full each month. These are reported like regular credit cards. Next, become an authorized user. Ask someone with good credit and low utilization if they would add you to their card. Their positive history can help your score increase. And last, credit builder loans. These small installment loans keep funds in savings accounts until you pay them off, helping you build payment history. So one thing that one of my family members has done in the past to raise their credit score is this person usually didn't use credit cards. Their score was just low because they just were newly established. And so what they did was they set up their Netflix account to be paid off by the credit card, but everything was auto set because it's a fixed payment. So Netflix was already subscribed through that credit card. And then through that credit card, it was automatically paid off from their normal bank account. And so it just all worked seamlessly. You didn't even have to think about it. And that was helping boost their credit score. Okay, so now it's important to think about mistakes to avoid while repairing your credit. So here are a few common mistakes to watch out for. So the first one, closing old credit cards. This reduces your credit history length and available credit, which can lower your score. So rather than closing the account, it might be a smarter option to just cut the cards. Another mistake is applying for lots of new credit. So multiple hard inquiries in a short amount of time can drag your score down. Also, missing small payments. Even one missed payment on a utility bill that can go to collections can hurt your credit for years. And last, maxing out credit lines again. So rebuilding credit means keeping balances low. Don't let them creep back up. Okay, so now you're probably thinking, how long is it really going to take to see improvements? Credit repair doesn't happen overnight, but progress comes faster than you might think. Disputing errors can happen really fast, so those changes are usually reflected within 30 to 60 days. When it comes to catching up on late payments, your score may rise in a few months as your report updates. And paying down utilization can raise your score within a month or two after the statement cycles. And last, building new history. Consistent on-time payments start to add positive data within 6 to 12 months. Okay, so here's your challenge this week. Download your credit reports from all three bureaus and check them carefully. Make a plan to pay down high balances, set up auto pay for all your bills, and consider opening a secured credit card if you need to build credit. And if you want tools to keep your money growing year-round, check the episode description to sign up for my newsletter. You'll get my free Roth IRA checklist and beginner's guide to start building tax-free wealth today. If this episode helped you feel more confident about fixing your credit, share it with a friend who's ready to boost theirs too. And don't forget to subscribe to Money Reset so you never miss tips to reset your money mindset and build your best financial life. Don't miss next week's Money Monday, where we'll dive into what to do with your first $1,000 in savings so you can decide exactly where your first milestone should go to kickstart your financial journey.